All right. So you know how it is. You want to really get into something interesting. But who's got time to dig through tons of articles and reports, right?
Yeah.
No way. So we're doing this deep dive on something pretty fascinating, something that's more a part of everyday life in Taiwan than you might even realize.
Okay.
We're talking about convenience stores, specifically those two big names everybody knows, 7-Eleven and Family Mart.
Oh, yeah. You sent over a really interesting set of articles about them looking at business strategies, how much they're a part of Taiwanese culture, and just all the different things they do. It's amazing.
It is.
And so what we're going to do is try to pull out the most important stuff, the surprising details, and really understand, why these two are like the top dogs.
Right? It's like a crash course in something that's literally all around you if you're in Taiwan. And the thing is, understanding these stores, it's not just about grabbing snacks on the go. It's really a window into, Taiwanese society, how consumer habits are changing, and honestly, the power of just making life super easy.
Okay, so let's start with introductions, the big players.
Okay. First up, we've got the one and only 7-Eleven Taiwan.
So with 7-Eleven Taiwan, it's not like a regular franchise, right?
It's run by this company called President Chain Store Corporation, and they're part of this huge uni group.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. And they got this permanent license from the US 7-Eleven way back in 1979, and their first store opened in 1980. And what's really interesting is how it's become part of the whole country. It's the clear leader,
Absolutely, and then hot on their heels, we got Family Mart Taiwan. Yeah, they showed up a bit later, 1988, starting as a joint venture with Family Mart in Japan. But now, even though they use the brand, it's mostly run by Taiwanese. They've really carved out their own space, and people see them as ahead of the game with all the digital stuff.
Right?
And they've got some really popular favorite type products. I mean, it's fascinating to see Family Mart, coming up so strong, especially since 7-Eleven had that head start.
Yeah.
What were some of the key strategies they used to get to that number 2 spot?
Well, right from the start, they were we're going to be a little different.
Okay.
So, while 7-Eleven was all about, being everywhere and offering the basics, Family Mart focused more on that community feel. And as you said, they were quick to use technology to make things even more convenient.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to experiment with new products to create, those signature items that people would seek out, which we'll talk about more later.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. So we have the long-time leader and then the agile, up-and-comer.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about just how many of these stores there are, because it's a lot.
But the number of 7-Elevens in Taiwan is mind-blowing.
It is, yeah.
We're talking over 6,800 locations.
To put that in perspective, it's one of the densest concentrations of 7-Elevens anywhere in the world. It's like they're on every corner. And get this, they even have stores on some of Taiwan's smaller islands.
Wow, that's incredible. And Family Mart, while not quite as many, they still have a huge presence with over 4,200 stores all over the place.
Yeah, that's a big network.
It is.
And if you look at market share, it really shows how 7-Eleven dominates. They have something like 50% or even more of the convenience store market.
Wow.
And Family Mart has a solid second place with around 30%. So you can see the scale of these operations. Yeah, but these aren't just places to buy a drink. They become this essential part of daily life.
Absolutely. And it's crazy how they've become these multi-purpose hubs with all sorts of services. It's not just buying stuff anymore. Let's look at 7-Eleven first.
Yeah, their fresh food game is strong. We're talking ready-to-eat meals galore, bentos.
The single-portion takeout meals super popular for lunch, onigiri, those Japanese rice ball sandwiches, and their own brand, I Select, has become so popular.
Plus, they're always teaming up with other food and drink brands. What makes you think this focus on fresh food is really working for them?
Well, in the past, convenience stores were all about packaged snacks and drinks, right?
Yeah.
But 7-Eleven saw that people wanted quick, easy, but still kind of healthy meals. So they invested a lot in their supply chains and making sure the quality was good, right?
And they tapped into this whole new market. I mean, the popularity of iSelect and those collaborations with restaurants, they show that people trust them to deliver good food fast.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not just about convenience anymore. It's about a good meal too.
Exactly, and of course we can't forget City Cafe. It's like a daily ritual for so many people.
It is.
And now they even have that fancier line, City Prima. But for me, the Ibon kiosk, that's where things get really interesting.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can buy train tickets, event tickets, pay your bills, utilities, phone bills, even taxes.
It's amazing.
It's one-stop shopping.
It really is. I mean, think about it. You can print, scan, and fax. Plus, they have that Deliver Now service for sending and receiving packages.
Which is huge for online shopping. No way. Narrator. Yeah. Then there's topping up your stored value cards like EasyCard and iPass, financial services with ATMs. Some stores even have seating restrooms. They sell those special trash bags you need.
They even rent out eco cups and phone chargers.
It's incredible.
It really is. Okay, so 7-Eleven's built this incredible, physical service network with the Ibon kiosk. Now, let's see how Family Mart has approached this, especially with their digital strengths. Well, what's really interesting is how they've leaned into their member app.
Okay.
It's so well integrated. You can pay with your phone using My Family Pay or Family Mart Plus Pay.
Great.
You can track your loyalty points. They have this Map Fun feature where you can check what's in stock at different stores.
Wow.
And of course, their famous cross-store pickup where you buy something online or through the app and pick it up at any Family Mart.
That is so smart.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
It is. And their own kiosk too. Fanport does a lot of the same stuff as Ibon payments, tickets, printing, shipping, all that, right?
And then there's their Coffee Let's Cafe.
Yes, you really talk about how good their beans are. You know, they have single origin options and they do these cool collaborations.
I mean that.
Yeah. And then there's the Fammy soft serve.
Oh yes, that has become like their star product.
It really has. So many flavors, especially those limited edition ones and the collabs.
They generate so much buzz.
They also do a lot with fresh food like 7-Eleven, but they have their own Mama's Kitchen line of ready meals, right? Yeah, and those lines are always long.
They are. They're really good at that.
So both offer a wide range, but Family Mart's really using their digital platform to be extra convenient and create those unique experiences.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we've established these two are like the giants, but how are they staying relevant? Let's talk about innovation and how they're evolving. Starting with 7-Eleven's recent moves, let's say from around 2020 onwards.
Well, one of the smartest things they've done is building this open point ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
It's this loyalty program that works across the whole Uni-President group.
Wow.
So you have one app for earning and spending points, paying, receiving personalized offers, tracking deliveries, even managing coffee subscriptions.
That's a lot in one app.
It is, and they have over 17 million members.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
It's a huge network they can use for marketing and promotions.
Yeah, that's huge. And they've really embraced that whole omni-channel and experiential marketing thing. Like, we see those bigger hybrid stores popping up. The Big 7 concept where they combine pharmacies, bookstores, and other businesses, and those theme stores, collaborations with like Pokemon or Sanrio are so smart for getting specific groups excited.
Plus, they have online platforms like iPre-order and iDiscount trying to really blend the online and offline shopping.
Yeah, they're trying to make it seamless.
Exactly, and they're constantly collaborating with brands to keep things interesting.
Oh yeah, they partner with popular IPs for that limited edition merch everyone wants. And they do innovative food and drink collabs with restaurants like Crystal Jade and bubble tea places like Xing Fu Tang.
It's all about keeping things fresh and exciting for customers.
It really is, and it seems like they're also putting a lot of effort into fresh food and their own brands with a focus on healthy stuff.
Things like the Veggie Please line using local ingredients, expanding their iSelect and 7Select brands.
They're definitely trying to cater to more specific needs.
It's interesting to see.
Yeah, and we have to mention their sustainability efforts, their ESG stuff, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah. Reducing plastic waste, being more energy efficient in their stores, and tackling food waste with programs like iTreasure where they discount near expiry items.
Makes sense. It appeals to those eco-conscious consumers. Okay, so let's switch gears. What about Family Mart? What's their approach to staying ahead of the game?
Well, they've doubled down on their digital leadership in getting people engaged as members. Like we said, their app-centric strategy, especially that cross-store pickup, has been a big hit.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It just makes things so easy.
It does. And they also have 16 to 17 million members, showing that their digital engagement is working. I think what's smart about cross-store pickup is how it fits into the busy lifestyle in Taiwan. People can get their online purchases when and where it works for them. No need to wait at home for delivery.
That is a good point, and they've really mastered creating those buzzworthy star products.
Oh yeah, I mean the Family Soft Serve is legendary.
It is.
All those new flavors and exciting collaborations like the one with Xing Fu Tang. It creates so much hype on social media.
Why do you think they're so successful with constantly changing the flavors?
I think it taps into a few things. First, it creates this feeling of like you gotta try it before it's gone. You know, it's limited edition. Second, it makes people want to come back again and again. Even if you weren't planning on getting ice cream, that new flavor might tempt you.
Oh yeah.
And third, it's perfect for sharing on social media. People love to post about trying new and interesting food.
Absolutely, and Family Soft Serve is perfect for that.
And the collabs with popular brands just amplify it, reaching even more people. We're talking hundreds of thousands, even millions of a single flavor sold in a short time.
It's amazing. And Let's Cafe is also evolving, focusing on higher quality with single origin beans and doing those cool collaborations with like the fashion brand APC and even Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, and their fresh food collabs are noteworthy too, like Din Tai Fung and EVA Air. And of course, Mama's Kitchen still going strong with those comforting ready meals.
It seems like they're always looking for new and sometimes surprising things to offer.
Yeah, they're good at that.
And just like 7-Eleven, they're really into experimenting with technology. We're seeing concept stores with self-checkout, AI-powered shelves that track inventory automatically, electronic price tags. And even those smart vending machines like Fami, super smart fridges, and some places have coffee robots.
Wow, coffee robots, that's next level.
It is. It seems like they're figuring out how to use technology to make things run smoother and improve the customer experience.
Definitely. And they're branching out beyond the traditional convenience store model with more delivery and return services.
Okay.
Even trying out self-service laundry in some stores. And they have their Fami supermarket format.
Oh, wow.
It's like they have a bigger vision for what they can be.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're also big on sustainability, promoting reusable cups and their Friendly Food Time thing, where they discount near expiry items, right?
So they're addressing environmental concerns and food waste.
That's good. It's clear these two aren't just sitting back, they're constantly adapting and coming up with new ideas. But let's zoom out a bit and think about their bigger impact. What kind of cultural mark have 7-Eleven and Family Mart left on Taiwan?
Well, 7-Eleven's influence is huge.
It is, yeah. It's practically become the definition of convenience, right?
I mean, they're everywhere. They're open 24/7.
It's changed how people think about getting what they need when they need it. It's not just a store anymore.
It's like a community center in a lot of neighborhoods.
Yeah, a place to meet. A place for students to study late at night. A place to run errands.
It's true, and they've set the bar high for service in retail overall. Plus, we can't forget City Cafe.
They made good coffee affordable and accessible for everyone in Taiwan. We're talking hundreds of millions of cups sold every year. And the fact that people call it Xiao Qi Little 7 shows how much it's part of the culture. What do you think is behind that nickname?
I think Xiao Qi really speaks to how familiar 7-Eleven is to people in Taiwan.
Yeah, it's like they have this personal connection with it. You know, xiao is a term of endearment.
It's used for things that are small, familiar, and well-liked, right?
And because 7-Elevens are everywhere and always there for you no matter what.
Yeah, they've become like a reliable friend, a dependable neighbor. People trust them, they like them, so they gave it this cute nickname.
That makes sense. And 7-Eleven has definitely changed how people shop and what they buy, like those ready-to-eat meals and smaller portions.
That's partly because they're so widely available and they've made it super easy to do multiple errands quickly. You can pop in during your lunch break and get so much done, right?
And they've been a huge part of the online shopping boom as a pickup point. We're talking tens or even hundreds of millions of packages every year through their Deliver Now service.
It's amazing how they've become this essential part of e-commerce.
It really is. And all that convenience, it's probably led to more impulse buying too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And with their open wallet and other digital payment options, they've helped make digital payments more common.
Now, Family Mart, while they're number 2, they've still had a big impact on the whole convenience store scene.
Oh, definitely. They've really carved out this space as the innovative follower and the differentiation shaper.
Yeah, like that. Their presence has definitely made everyone step up their game and come up with new ideas, right?
And their Fammy soft serve with those constantly changing flavors and the whole social media buzz, it's created this whole limited experience culture.
It's really smart.
It is. And they've really tapped into digital life with their app and that super successful cross-store pickup. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a big part of their revenue and how they keep customers coming back.
Yeah, and they've built this image of offering something different, attracting people who are looking for something beyond the usual convenience store stuff.
Yeah, it's like they're a bit more trendy, a bit more unique. So it's not just our impression. The data really shows how much of an impact they've had. Let's go back to some of those key numbers to really hammer this home.
All right. So for 7-Eleven, we're talking over 6,800 stores.
Wow, a market share of 50% or more. Wow, narrator, huge. Over 17 million open point members.
City Cafe alone sells a crazy 300 to 400 million cups a year.
That's a lot of coffee.
It is. Their annual revenue is over $300 billion.
And like we said, they handle tens or maybe even hundreds of millions of packages a year. These numbers show just how big and how influential they are.
And Family Mart's no slouch either. Over 4,200 stores, a market share of around 30%. Their membership's also up there at 16 to 17 million.
Let's Cafe sells over 170 million cups a year.
And their annual revenue is somewhere between $90 to $100 billion. Those are some serious numbers.
Yeah, they're a major player for sure.
They are. And when we think back to what we talked about at the beginning, it's clear that both 7-Eleven and Family Mart, with all their stores, their constantly growing services, and how they've adapted to changing consumer habits,
they've become like essential parts of modern life in Taiwan.
They really have. They're not just convenience stores anymore. Their digital transformation, that clever experiential marketing, and all their partnerships have been key to their success and how deeply they're a part of Taiwanese culture.
I completely agree. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key things our listeners should remember about these two giants of Taiwanese convenience?
The big takeaway is that 7-Eleven and Family Mart, they're the ones shaping the convenience store scene in Taiwan. They've gone way beyond just selling stuff. They're part of the culture, and they're influencing how people consume things with their incredible range of services, their digital innovations, and their smart collaborations.
And for you, the learner, we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights. Understanding these two ubiquitous players gives you a really interesting perspective on Taiwanese society. And it's also a great example of global trends in convenience and digital integration.
And this brings up a really interesting thought to leave you with. Given how big these companies are and all the data they collect about our daily routines and what we like, what might be the next step in their evolution as these modern community hubs? What unexpected impact might they have on our lives in the future?
That is a good question.
Yeah, so we encourage you to think about your own experiences with these stores. Maybe you've been to Taiwan, or maybe you have similar convenience store cultures where you live, and consider what those experiences say about how we live today, our desire for convenience and connection. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening.